caramel macchiato up for grabs for anybody who wants it.
A lot of people would say like, hey, it's a really small town. There's only 1,000 people. Are you sure that that's where you want to be?
So we actually met through track and field. It's kind of a funny story. We both won nationals the same year. Alton and Amira put our pictures side by side. We didn't really know each other. Well, she ended up putting that picture on her bedroom wall.
I was 13.
And we didn't talk for 7 years later. But I was hanging on her wall all the time, which was kind of weird.
Talked on and off, like just as friends, honestly, after we were...
I always wanted to be more, but, you know.
He actually took the plunge and asked me to go kayaking with him.
Here's what really happened. She said, I don't want to go. And her mom and sister forced her to come hang out. And that was, the rest is history, as they say.
Our roots kind of come back from way before we were even back in Pennsylvania. He's always had a business mindset. I've always really just loved coffee, to be completely honest with you, and we were gifted an espresso machine as our wedding gift.
We ended up selling our car, because that's the only money we had was in our car. Bought an old sausage trailer on Facebook Marketplace, redid the whole thing ourselves, which was trial and error. Spent a lot of time making drinks at home and for family, but your family's gonna love what you do. To actually take that step out and say, I'm gonna give this cup of coffee to somebody I don't know.
Who doesn't care about me.
That doesn't care about me at all. That's scary. We set up the truck to go to a lot of different events. Within 3 months of doing that, we decided, hey, let's cut out most of our events and just sit in town. Because we didn't want to leave town. Every time we left, everybody, where are you going? I missed my morning coffee. I want to talk to you this morning. This building is kind of a direct relation to that support of the community. It's kind of us saying, hey, you guys supported us when we were smaller. We want to give this to you.
If we could just have a place where people could come and be able to just, pay $2 to $3. Sometimes there's a really high commitment around having to go somewhere and feeling like you have to go spend $30 to meet up with a friend or invite them back to your house. It's nice to just go to a casual place in the middle of town and be able to just catch up over a cup of coffee.
Backstory on this bank, it was actually vacant for 9 years. I grew up with Colton, we played Little League together. When we started the trailer, Colton reached out and said, hey, I'm in this new position with Reliance, I'd really love to work with you. I always knew he was there, and when the time came, I knew exactly who I was getting a hold of because Colton takes good care of his clients and makes sure they have a good experience. And what I love about Reliance is they actually kind of help you through the process. So it's not just like, here's your loan, get out the door. They actually sit down and say, hey, here's your options. I'd never done this before. So it was a whole new experience, and he kind of took us by the hand and made sure that we knew what we were getting into and knew we were doing the best thing. It was cool to take a vacant building and put life into it and kind of give back.
Yeah, finances can definitely be one of the more daunting things about anything, but starting a business specifically. Someone focused on community.
You feel like you have someone in your corner too.
Yeah.
Reliance gets it. Reliance gets the community aspect of it, and that's what we care about. So, that's a no-brainer for me. How can we start to build the community to embrace what it has? Mm-hmm. What is Williamsburg? And it's kind of a bypass town for a while. And I would say about 6 years ago, we've kind of rebranded the community as an outdoor recreational town. If you walk down our trails, they're beautiful.
Every little town needs a coffee shop, so it's fun to be able to maybe be a little central hub where someone who's on the trail riding their bike can come and get a nice coffee. I also think there is something to be said about authenticity. If you are going to do something like a coffee shop that's been around for forever, that there are a lot of them around the area, you have to put your stamp on it that shows people, why do I care about Biddle's Brewing over the coffee shop 10 minutes away? When we started this business, I was 22 and he would have been 24. So oh, you guys are so young. And it's almost like, sometimes it's a really positive thing, and then sometimes it's like, oh, you're so young, you don't know what you're doing.
Just don't be afraid to fail. Your Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. A lot of people go all their life with never trying something different. You get to be 60, 70, and you kind of think, man, I wish I would have tried that coffee shop. How are you doing today? Pretty good.